What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fourth and Goal Sports Show. I'm your host, Tyrus Filson. Today, I'm back. It's been a while. I know I missed a few games. I missed the first game, and I'm a little late on the second, but I am back covering the Washington Commanders. Had to step away for a while. Had a few things I had to handle, but guess what? I'm back. I'm handling this now. I'm going to be covering the Washington Commanders the same way I did last year, game by game. Each game, going to be giving my after game thoughts. Could possibly do some preview collabs, post game collabs. We're going to be adding a lot of things to this channel, and I want you to stay tuned. But today we're going to be talking about the Washington Commanders' first victory of the season. They defeat the New York Football Giants in a 21-18 victory. This game, guys, was nothing short of a snooze fest. This was nothing short of a weird football game. This was a weird matchup because the Washington Commanders surprised everybody. We won against the Giants, which is extremely rare. Daniel Jones, the Giants usually own us, yeah. Number two, we won this game scoring 0 touchdowns, giving up 3 touchdowns on the defensive end. And we won this game solely because of our kicker. Our kicker went out there and laced it up, kicked it in between every single time. He did his job perfectly. We've been searching for a kicker. It was looking like we were in, a very bad spot when it came to the kicker position. I think we got our guy with Siebert. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. Sabert, however you pronounce it. Most recently, he was a Browns kicker. Now he's with the Washington Commanders. But shout out to him. 7 made kicks. He's the reason we won this game, without a doubt. I'll say some of the other reasons. Jaden Daniels played well today. He kind of scared me many times with him running and stuff like that. He's an electric player, you know. Running and taking off the way he does is a part of his game. But I can't lie, guys. That one play where he got hit sticked and he was on the ground for a little bit, I cannot say I wasn't worried. I cannot sit up here and tell you I wasn't scared for that man in that moment because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to sit back for a second and be like, wow, you know. I had some RG3 flashbacks there, so it was definitely one of those moments, and I really hope that Jaden Daniels can protect himself. I know he wants to run, extend the play, do all he can, you know, and he proved he can do that well. But he has to work on protecting himself because one thing about RG3 was not good at protecting himself. And I hope that Jaden Daniels, as a mobile quarterback, as a dual threat quarterback, doesn't fall into that same pattern. I hope that he works on his sliding skills. I hope that he works on his diving skills because I know a lot of times it's hard to slide when you're running so fast down the field. So whatever he needs to do, I hope he does that well when it comes to protecting himself. But overall, he did well this game. He put together so many successful drives. And to be honest, the biggest issue was, as an offense as a whole, we got to finish those drives. Because I promise you, we play the Cincinnati Bengals next week. Monday Night Football in Cincinnati. I promise you that we're not going to win those games. Games like that, we're not going to win those games with field goals. You're just not. 7 field goals might cut it against the New York Football Giants because they're a crappy football team, but we got to get it together. We have to finish drives. You just have to. This is a league where touchdowns win games. So get in that end zone and do what you got to do. That's what we have to do going forward because it's not enough. It's just not. And yes, I'm happy we won, but there's a lot of things that we need to work on. One of the biggest things I see that this team needs to work on is finishing drives. The offensive line needs to do better. The defensive line needs to do better. And overall for the defense, work on tackling. My goodness, they were out there missing tackles left and right. You had Devin Singletary looking like Saquon Barkley wearing that 2-6. It's an issue. Work on your tackling. Work on your pursuit. That's a big thing right there. Pursuit is a common trait when it comes to elite defenses. When the ball is in the hand of the offensive players and guys got to get after, that's going to tell me who's really putting in effort. That's going to tell me how disciplined this defense is, because pursuit is the name of the game when it comes down to the defense. You got to get after it. You have to. And I think Frankie Louvu did a good job of getting after it. He's such a pursuit guy. He embodies pursuit. He gets after it. Speed, intensity, and I love his game. I love his game. Another player that showed out today, I would say, was Benjamin St-Juste. He had a solid game. Not too much, but he was solid. Got to give him respect. He forced a fumble, which we recovered. So, got to give him props for that. He also had a few, I think he had a few bat downs, but especially that one where he jumped up in the air, swatted it down, he punched it. Yeah, that was a great play right there by him. So, props to St-Juste. We always criticize him when he does bad, but you got to give him respect when he does well. So, guys, respect St-Juste in the game that he had, and let's hope as a fan base that he can keep it up. But another thing that was displeasing with this game was Joe Witt Jr., I don't think his play calling on the defensive end has looked too well the first 2 weeks. And I understand it's early, but you might need some adjustments with that. Offensively, like I said, I thought we did way better than we did last week. Tress Way barely played. Tress Way was only on the field when he was holding the snap for the field goals. So that should tell you all you need to know. We were driving down the field every time. But you got to turn those drives into touchdowns and not always field goals. You got to score. Got to get in the end zone. Overall, for sure, I would say Cliff Kingsbury and his play calling was successful. It was successful. Shout out Austin Eckler. Balled out today. But player of the game, most definitely, without any dispute, Brian Robinson. 133 yards. The dude is a dog. The dude is a dog. And, the only thing he was missing in this game was a TD. He was close, but, he just didn't get one today. But that's fine. We're going to make up for it in the future games. I'm positive he's going to get one against the Cincinnati Bengals. But, man, that man, BRob, he was on one today. He was on one. And I just love to see him eat. I love to see that man ball out, because it was a lot of times last year Eric Bieniemy did not give BRob the opportunities he deserved. Feed that man. Especially we got a rookie quarterback. We don't need to be passing it 30, 40, 50 times every game. Run the ball. Utilize your run game. And that's what we did that I really appreciated on part of Cliff Kingsbury's play calling today. I know it's only been 2 weeks. They look like a 1-2 punch that's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous. And I'm excited to see what they do, because our interior O-line is the strength of our O-line. It's the outside that's really shaky and has yet to prove itself. And Jaden Daniels was sacked, I believe, 5 times this game. I know a large part of that sometimes was because of him holding the ball too long. Sometimes he was just trying to extend the play, try to take off, and it just didn't work out, and he should have gotten rid of it. But a lot of times also it was, Kayvon here or Brian Burns there, or, to be honest, those guys were quiet for the most part, but to be honest, the main guy who was tearing it up was Dexter Lawrence, which is nothing new because he's a superstar in this league. Arguably the best D-tackle in the NFL, so what do you expect? We need that type of production from Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, who've been relatively quiet these first 2 weeks. So, overall, I'll say I'm pleased with this win. But, man, do we have a lot to improve on. Man, do we have a lot to improve on. Because I'm telling y'all right now, I know the Bengals have struggled these first 2 weeks. They lost to the Patriots week 1. That was a big surprise. They lost to the Chiefs week 2. I had them winning. I was wrong. I'm telling y'all, week 3, Washington Commanders versus Cincinnati Bengals, Monday Night Football. The Bengals are coming back with a vengeance. We can't be out there complacent. We can't be out there not finishing drives, not finishing blocks, not finishing tackles. We can't have that, or else it's going to get ugly fast. It's going to get ugly fast. And I want to see Jaden Daniels tear it up Monday Night Football in front of the nation. I want to see him do that. But if the O-line's not taking care of their job, it could get ugly fast, folks. It could. So whatever they got to do this week in practice, get it done. Because we can't have another game like week 1 and week 2. You just can't. You just can't. Especially against a team that's, before the season they were a Super Bowl contender. And I know they started 0-2, but they're still a Super Bowl contender. I believe it. And they're going to recover at some point. And we have to walk into Cincinnati Monday Night Football and say, it just won't be against my team. It just won't be against us. It'll be against somebody else, but not us, though. Not us. That's what Washington's mindset has to be going into Cincinnati Monday Night Football. That's the mindset. Joe Burrow versus Jaden Daniels. I can't wait for that matchup. It's going to be interesting. But overall, I'm just so happy we beat the New York Football Giants. We've been struggling so many times against Daniel Jones. And, really we struggled even this game against Daniel Jones. Despite the fact that we won, Daniel Jones pretty much carved us up. Malik Neighbors cooked us, But when it mattered most, he did drop that game-winning pass. So I would say right now through the first 2 weeks, Marvin Harrison and Jaden Daniels are the top 2 rookies through the first 2 weeks. But, it's only the first 2 weeks. Things are going to keep progressing. But overall, it's a big win. It's a big win despite the fact that it was boring, despite the fact that it wasn't pretty. A win's a win. You don't get style points for dropping 40 or 50 because guess what? It's still just a win. You could win by 3. You could win by 65. It's 1 win added to the win column. Not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. You just get 1 win. So at the end of the day, we took care of business at home, and there's a real possibility in a few months from now, if everybody's healthy and clicking on all cylinders, we could possibly sweep New York. I'm confident in saying that. But I'm confident in this team. I know that we're going to improve. Cincy is our biggest test out of the first 3 weeks. Cincy is our biggest test for sure. And I can't wait to see what we're going to do. But in conclusion, this is the 4th and Goal Sports Show. I'm your host, Tyrus Filson. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, as well as follow to the 4th and Goal Sports Instagram page. Before clicking off this video, please be sure to comment. What are your thoughts on the Washington Commanders win over the New York Football Giants? And what are your thoughts on their next upcoming matchup versus the Cincinnati Bengals? I want to hear it in the comment section. Without further ado, have a blessed day. Have a productive week. Peace.